The air in the dimly lit support group room was thick with unspoken fear. "Stalking survivors," the sign on the door read. Tonight, 3 people, Sarah, David, and Emily, were sharing their stories, each a chilling testament to the dark side of human obsession. Sarah, a freelance graphic designer, nervously adjusted the microphone. "It started subtly," she began, her voice trembling slightly. "Likes on every Instagram post, comments that felt a little too personal. His name was Mark, and we had met briefly at a design conference in San Francisco. At first I brushed it off, flattering even. But then he started showing up where I was. A coffee shop I frequented, a local art gallery. He always acted surprised, like it was a coincidence. But the coincidences piled up. He knew my favorite coffee order. He mentioned a niche artist I'd only ever talked about online. It felt violating." Sarah paused, taking a shaky breath. Then came the emails. Anonymous at first, but clearly referencing details only I knew. He knew about the fight I had with my sister, the book I was reading, the doctor's appointment I had scheduled. I changed my passwords, locked down my social media, but he was always a step ahead. It was like he was living inside my phone. The police were helpful, but their hands were tied. No direct threats, just an escalating pattern of obsessive behavior. It wasn't until he started leaving gifts on my doorstep, a single red rose, a hand-drawn portrait of me, that they finally took it seriously. Mark was eventually arrested, and a restraining order was issued. Now I am going to therapy to cope with the trauma from that experience. I'm still paranoid, always looking over my shoulder, wondering if he's out there, watching. David's story. David, a middle-aged accountant with tired eyes, spoke next. His story was different, a slow burn of resentment and past grievances. "Her name was Lisa," he said, his voice flat. "We were high school sweethearts. It ended badly, a messy breakup fueled by teenage angst and insecurities. I thought I'd moved on, married, had kids, built a decent life. But then, about 2 years ago, Lisa reappeared. A Facebook friend request. Harmless enough, I thought. I accepted. That was my mistake. She started commenting on my family photos, sending private messages filled with nostalgic memories. She knew details about my life only Lisa would know. At first, I ignored it, chalking it up to harmless reminiscing. But then, she started contacting my wife, spreading rumors and half-truths about our past. She claimed I never got over our breakup. My marriage started to crumble. My wife, understandably, was suspicious and hurt. Lisa was systematically dismantling my life, piece by piece, fueled by some twisted sense of revenge. I confronted her, told her to leave us alone, but it only made things worse. She escalated, contacting my employer with fabricated stories about embezzlement. Luckily, they saw through her lies, but the damage was done. Finally, I had enough proof, and I filed for a restraining order. She has since moved away, but is still trying to send me messages. Emily's story. Emily, a young college student, was the last to speak. Her voice was barely a whisper. His name is John. I met him at work. We worked together at the mall. I noticed in the beginning that he was quiet and was always staring at me, but I did not think anything of it. I was working one day and John came into my office and asked me out. I was so shocked. This was a regular thing that occurred, but the way John asked me out was so weird. I noticed that he was nervous and sweating. I refused, and he didn't take it well. He started following me to my classes and standing outside my house. He was waiting for me to talk to him, but I would ignore him because I was so scared. He started sending me messages about how he was watching me, and it was getting to the point where I was afraid to even leave my house. My family and I went to the police, but they said that they could not help. I felt hopeless. One day, I was walking home from university, and John grabbed me and brought me to his car. He drove me to a random home. It was so dark, and he was yelling at me. He then dropped me off back at my home. I was so afraid. The next day, I received a call that John had been arrested. Someone had reported him for suspicious behavior. He will be serving time in prison, and I am relieved. The support group room remained silent for a long moment after Emily finished.